Hello guys and welcome to VollGazzRacing Season 13 Division 1 Round 1 here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. It is cloudy conditions, and if Division 2 is anything to go by, then hopefully this race in Division 1 can be a stunner all the way to the checkered flag. Which if you haven't seen Division 2, I recommend highly you watch it, because it does go down to the last lap and there might be some kind of drama that takes place. But anyway, this is Division 1, this is the more prestigious titles of the two. And the first person to go out on track this season will be the Red Bull Tech Trois bike, I believe it is, of Schmoy's, the Austrian, on the Spanish branded Austrian manufacturer. Get your head around that. So yeah, Schmoy's on board the Red Bull Tech Trois gas. I can't remember what the full term is, but it's the Tech Trois gas. Nick Jumping's the second out on track on the VR46 Ducati. So we'll quickly go through the grid. Amir Tahifa on the Repsol Honda, Season 11 Division 2 champion Aaron Jacko on the Yamaha. Touchable, the former runner-up in Division 2 a couple of times, on board the Tech Trois gas in Division 1 for the first time since, I believe, Season 8? Season 7, Season 8 times. Craig on the Trackhouse Aprilia, former multiple time runner-up, never quite won it. Nelson, 3-time champion. Finley, Division 2 champion from Season 5. Road pretty much missed the whole of GP23, and he's got some pace for 24. Reps, former runner-up in Season 11. It's Shea, race winner, but never put a full season together. Nick Jumping, top 5 Schmoy's, top 5 VTR. The reigning defending champion, he won Season 9, Season 11 and Season 12. So he looks to be the first 4-time champion. Huli Carlo, the runner-up from last season. Jack Berman, former runner-up as well. And Karen, who is a new rider for this year. Admittedly, I don't know much about him, but once the first runs are over with, I will go through what happened in the pre-season test here a couple of rounds ago. VTR is going to be the first rider to set a lap, should he not invalidate. So VTR is the heavy favourite heading into the season, and for the fourth, I think this is the fourth season in succession, well, at least third season in succession, he is on the factory RSG Prix Aprilia bike, as he's done a very clean first sector. So time trial wise, VTR is on a 54.0 from what I looked at earlier. Fastest is a 53.8 by Platt. So yeah, VTR is in close company with eSport level, so VTR is the heavy favourite for this season and this race, but he will have to miss 2 rounds this season. So the last time that happened, he actually finished third in the championship, not second in Season 10. So it's going to be important that he finishes every single race on the podium, or more importantly, if he can win every single race, that should limit the damage. But you know, we will see what will unfold in the next 10 weeks. And if he's missing a sprint, I'm not sure which weekends he's missing currently, but if he's missing a sprint weekend, then he could be in a bit of danger. But this has been a fine lap so far from VTR. Good old banker down into Stowe, making a very small V out of it, but he's also rounding it at the same time. He's just got Schmoy's in the back there, hard on the brakes into the chicane, rear wheel nice and planted over the curb, switching it right, one more corner to negotiate, as he's holding it in third gear, up to the line, and it's a 54.6, that is a very strong lap of Jack Berman. Keep an eye on Jack Berman, he has got 3 red sectors currently, as I try and find him on here. As we see everybody putting their laps in. So Craig's gone second, Aaron's gone fifth, I must say Karen goes fifth. Finley's third, Nelson fourth, Jack Berman goes second. So Jack Berman losing time. Touch, where's Touch? First time we've seen him ride in quite a while. Missed most of the last game due to work and generally not really playing the game. Touch up to the line and he goes 10th with reps. I believe is the last person to set a valid lap. First lap there on, and he's going straight to the box. So at the end of the first laps, it's VTR, Jack Berman, Craig on the front row, Finley, Nelson, Nick jumping, Amir Tahifa, Schmoys, Karen, Touchbull, and Aaron Jacko. And VTR is red sector 2. And this game you can set more than one lap. It's not just a lap box. You can just do multiple runs now, which is pretty much ideal. Pretty ideal for the riders. As VTR has in fact invalidated, but I'll quickly go through the test. VTR was fastest with a 40. This was at Mugello, 42.7. Finley was second. Nelson third. Jack Berman fourth. Shea fifth. Nick sixth. Schmoy seventh. Schmoy's eighth. Seventh place has vanished. Touch was ninth. Craig was 10th, and Aaron was 11th. As Jack Berman and a lot of people invalidating, but one person hasn't invalidated. He's got a red third sector as Craig. So there's definitely lap time to be found. 6 tenths at least in terms of time trial. As Craig rounds the final corner with his VR46 helmet on from 2018 to 2010, and he's lost a lot of time in that last sector. Shea goes into 4th. Where's Nelson on track? He's just crossing the line now, and he jumps to 4th, and Finley immediately responds on the Grassini Ducati, moves back into 4th place. As Touchable again is on an improved lap time. I've seen the practice lobbies they've been doing, like, well, not all of them, but I've seen a couple of them, and the racing's been fairly tight. And when it comes to racing, there's not a lot that can separate a lot of them, as you can tell by the gaps within the top 6. As Touch, I believe, did invalidate his lap time there. As now we'll go on board with Shea. So Shea, I do believe from memory, has won a race before at least, but he's never put a season he's physically never put a season together. He usually just turns up for a couple of rounds and then vanishes. Well, lots of orange sectors for riders from 6th downwards. And Nick jumping for red sector 3. So, he's invalidated. But it does seem that VTR's 3rd sector isn't the strongest. As Schmoys is on a personal best as well. Aaron Jacka, where is he on track? I believe I'd imagine he's behind. Yeah. So we'll go back with Schmoys, and then we'll go back to Aaron. All of the top 7 either invalidated or in the pits. Where's the Tech Trois gas going to go? He's just going to find less than a 10th to take over 7th, and he does. As we'll now go with Aaron. And Aaron goes into 8th place, and then we go to Karen, who is a rookie. He is Spanish on board the Red Bull KTM, emulating Paul Espargaro or Adrian 26 from 2020, depending on which GP you want to look at. And Reps now, it's another season on a Honda. This time it's the Idemitsu Honda, not the Repsol Honda. And Reps last season was quite poor. But I think he did. I'm trying to think. I don't think he even won a race. I think he had race winning potential, but just his qualifying was terrible. But he did a great job in season 11. Won a few races in a row. But Rep's just a little bit inconsistent here and there. But now he doesn't have a bike disadvantage potentially, and it's invalidated. Chapel. And who they call the runner-up from last season. Currently yet to set a lap. I'm trying to see who's going to be the next rider to set a lap. Lots of corner cutting as Fernando's Aaron's gone to the pits. Amir Tahifa is the first one to be on a lap. So on to the second run for the riders and the final runs probably. And it's a very VR46-esque design for Amir Tahifa, but with lots of funky colours. You can see the sun and the moon engraved on the helmet. Down the national straight into Cops. Nice line. 1.7 seconds off currently, so that is a 56.3. So that is Division 2 territory of like Division 2 with 56.3. That was the race laps. So Amir will be wanting to go a little bit faster than that. And a bit of a slide on the exit of Chapel. VTR red sector 1, but we've seen these set red sectors 2 and 3 as well, so other people saying red sector 3, so there's definitely lap time to be found as they come down to the Club or Vale chicane. I can't quite remember which one it is. One of the last corner is Vale. Up to the line for the Italian. Where does he go? He goes to 9th as the reigning VollGazzRacing champion is Amir Tahifa loses the front to Abbey, but the reigning champion 3 red sectors. He has got a rider in front of him in Hulicar, so he's not a slow rider, so thankfully for VTR he shouldn't be impeded. Oh, and VTR's clipped the white at the end there, and that's going to cost him an improvement. And Craig, red sector 3. If Craig can just put a nice last sector together, he could snatch pole position from his rival, his fellow Aprilia rider. Track has the brand new team on the block, placed in RNF. Jack Berman, red sector 1. Is Craig going to move up into pole position? Will he move up into second? He takes pole by 93 thousandths of a second. Jack Berman holds on to his red sector 1. So Jack Berman, can he move into pole position? VTR red sector 1 as well. Jack Berman just maybe a tiny bit wide on the entry of Cops there on the Prima Pramac Racing Ducati. As he goes through mountains and back, it's now we wait for the sector split to come up any moment now. And it's still red, so Jack Berman on for a pole position setting lap. 3 red sectors for the top 3. Down the back straight of the hanger straight. Into Stowe, hard on the brakes, full commitment. Fast entry. Touch, I believe, has improved his lap time. He has not been able to do any practice today, so his qualifying session is his practice. But we saw in Division 2, you don't have to have a good qualifying to have a good race result. As Jack Berman rounds the final corner, VTR's invalidated again, so he's only got one more go at it. Jack Berman crossed the line and remains in third. His last sector is not the strongest. Nelson, red sector 1. Craig is in the second sector, and he's just about got away with an invalidation there. Right on the limit of the curb. Six tenths covers the top 6. Down the hanger straight. How much time has Craig got on this lap so far? Oh, and he's at the inside curve. That's thrown in wide. That might have stuffed his lap as Hulicar moves into 8th place. As Touch is also improving, Nelson's improving, Finley's improving. Lots of improvements going on everywhere. Shea is unable to improve. Nick Jumping won't improve. Reps a slow sector 1. And Craig has looked that mistake at Stowe has cost him. But Nelson, currently half a second off, and he's invalidated at Chapel. Finley, though, red sector 3. Can Finley steal pole position from Craig here? Craig, another red sector 1. Can the Grassini Ducati snatch pole position from the Trackhouse Aprilia, or will VTR snatch it? Multiple candidates here for pole position. Finley just maybe a bit tentative into Stowe. That didn't look like the greatest of lines, just a little bit tight on entry. Heading towards the chicane. This is his last lap. Through the left, just right corners remaining. Gonna manage the gas. Now here we go, round the final corner. Up to the line. Is this going to be pole position? No, it's not. It's 71 thousandths off. But his brother has got a red sector free. Can Jack Berman get back onto the front row? No, he's completely blown the last chicane. And that is him on fourth on the grid. As VTR, 3 red sectors. It's all down to this last sector. Has he got the tyres? Has he got the fuel? Has he got the nerve to snatch pole position from Craig right at the end here? He led after the first run. Hooley Khan needs to get out of the way. Hooley Khan needs to move, and he has done just about. And he's not been done for impeding. So VTR now up to the final chicane. Aaron Jack is in front, but he's not too close. Swiftly through the chicane. Round the final corner. Does VTR take pole position right at the end here? He doesn't. He misses out by 33 thousandths of a second. So Craig is going to be on pole position for the first round of the season. As we just wait for Nick Jumping and Nelson and just Nick Jumping now to finish this lap. Can he just needs to find half a tenth to move into 9th, 1/10 to move into 8th, and he's completely blown the last corner, and he remains in. I think he's taken 9th. Yeah, no, he's not taken 9th. So Craig takes the first pole of the season on the brand new game. VTR second, Finley third, Jack Berman fourth. 144 thousandths of a second separate the top 4. Nelson is 5th, Shea 6th, Moy 7th, Hooley Carr 8th, Aaron 9th, Nick Jumping in 10th, Amir Heath in 11th, Karen in 12th, Touch in 13th, and Reps rounding out the field in 14th. Not telling me anybody's had long lap penalties or anything, so I think we should be drama free for the start anyway. But hopefully 14 riders heading towards Abbey, Farm, Village and the Loop. There's a definite chance that some form of chaos can happen, but hopefully not. Hopefully it goes clean. I can't red flag it physically, so these guys they've only got probably, unless it's a massive pile up, they've only got one chance. Okay, it turns out people do have penalties.
Atmosphere here at Silverstone. They're all lined up for the start, ready for some British Grand Prix action.
So nobody's no longer got penalties that they don't deserve. And we can now hopefully have a drama-free race, even though that's not going to happen. It's going to be drama all over the show, and it's going to be really difficult for me to... Forgive me if I'm really a bit shaky at the first lap or so, trying to figure out where people like trying to get the right action, but I can't find them on the HUD because they'll be in the wrong order. So everybody but Karen and Reps have readied up. Just waiting for Karen to ready up. Hopefully he readies up soon. Give him another minute or so. I'll go. There we go, and he's ready. Let's get the first round underway.
The riders have been greeted by a fantastic atmosphere here at Silverstone. They're all lined up for the start, ready for some British Grand Prix action.
And people's numbers and helmets have all gone haywire. Hopefully that doesn't affect them. As the lights are got red, and they are off now. And it doesn't seem to be the greatest of starts for Craig, although it actually looks like he's got a good start actually. And he leads the back. Oh my lord! Who's that? Hulikov's gone down. Hulikov's gone down in the first lap, on the first corner, and Aaron Jacob's gone down as well. Oh my god! As they go through into village. Apart from that, most people have got away with it. Oh, and who's that? Jack Bowman's lost the front at the loop. But so it is VTR and Craig are the ones who've got away the best. Nick Jumpy's picked up a long lap penalty. Nelson's picked up a long lap penalty. Lots of warnings, lots of Nelson. Shea's got a long lap penalty now. 3 long lap penalties straight off the bat. Warnings, everything. So it's VTR, Craig, Shea, Amir, Schmoys, Karen, Finley. Finley's lost a lot of spaces off the start. Nelson, Nick Jumping, Reps, and Touch. All when Craig's ran really hot into cops, getting sucked in by the slipstream. There seems to be a bit of chaos. at the back here. And who's that? Is that? I'm trying to see that. Oh, and that somebody has a bit of a moment. That was Amir Tahifa. As Hulikov's gone down again. Multiple warnings everywhere as people are trying to overtake each other. As Touchable's going to try and send it in the background there on reps, and I think he's made it stick. All these warnings for incidents, and oh my god, who's that? Oh my god, Finley has just overtaken about 3 people into one. There's too much action going on here. As they go round the final corner to start their second lap, it's pretty calm, but between the front 3, but from 4th downwards it is absolute carnage. Schmoyes holds off, holds 4th place ahead of Nelson and Finley, with Karen in 7th. As they hit the brakes for the village hairpin and then the loop. And that's somebody taking a long lap penalty. I think that's Touch. Don't quite know what Touch has got a long lap penalty for. Possibly contact with somebody. As they head into Brooklands and Luffield. The front 3 have got away. The others, however, it's looks quite chaotic. Schmoyes has ran really wide, but Nelson was not close enough to send it up the inside. But Shea's got a lot, so we've still got 4 riders with long laps. And our current vice champion down in 14th. Shea's managed to go down at Maggots and Beckett's, I think. He's. Where is he? Whoa, there's a big. Oh, VTR's gone down as well. So VTR has gone down. And that's not what he needs with the fact that he'll miss races. So, but VTR sort of come back before from Silverstone. He had an absolute nightmare in season 11 and came back to win. But so Karen out of nowhere is now in 2nd place. Now 3rd with Nelson moves into 2nd as they go side by side into the Vale chicane. And that's Finley going round the outside of the Spaniard. And he's going to make it stick as well. Lovely move by Finley. As I'm trying to find Nelson so I can watch him from the back. I've watched all this chaos unfold behind him. As Hulikov's been done for track limits through turn 1, everybody's filing through nice and in line. Well, I don't think that's going to last for too long. So, and Craig has managed to pick up a long lap, so maybe Craig was the reason why VTR went down. But Ryder's still yet set that, so Shea. Well, it looked like he could be this long lap, but it isn't saying he has. I'm guessing the HUD is just glitching out here. As Schmoyes sends up the inside of Jack Berman, and then he also sends up the inside of the Aprilia VTR, but runs wide, and Jack Berman takes the pair of them. There's far too much action going on at once here to keep up. As VTR is now into 7th place. Not a lot separates 2nd downwards. But seems like Nelson's just managed to get a little bit of a breakaway. Meanwhile, it's a brawl for all for everybody else. His touch has now dropped down to last, so I don't know if I didn't see he went down. Maybe that's from his long lap or something. As they go down the hanger straight for the 3rd time. Craig still leads by 1.6 seconds over Nelson, but the 2 in front have got long laps, so Finley might be the theoretical leader. I don't know how much time you lose taking the long lap around Silverstone. In real life, it's about 2 seconds, which would put Finley 2nd or 3rd or 1st, depending on time. Well, this way it'd be really 50-50. But Craig is currently just doing what he needs to do. Nelson, fastest rider on track, as I'm going the wrong way to try and see the battle that's going on between a few riders that I can't pick out. There we go, Shea. It's Shea, Nick and Reps fighting for 9th place. And VTR, Schmoyes and Amita Heath have avoid contact with each other. Shea's round wide. People still not taking the long lap loops yet. long lap penalties. Rather, as Nick Jumping's now got 2 long lap penalties. As back with VTR, he's now closed up the gap to Jack Berman in front. Jack Berman's trying to find a way past Lemire to Heifer, who's trying to find a way past to Karen, and Finley's closing in on Nelson as well. This is still anybody's race due to the long lap penalties in front of Nelson's actually got an exclamation mark by his name, so he's missed. He's failed to do 1 long lap. That's already 3 seconds down. And at this point, I'd probably put him down in 7th place. So the fact that the gaps are so tight at the front between everyone is really going to be costly to anyone who's got long laps. And Amir makes a big mistake at Maggots, and that allows Jack Berman to move into 5th place. As Amir makes a mistake, and Vito's now going to try and pass the Repsol Honda on the exit of Chapel. Surely use the slipstream. Just didn't quite get the exit, but he's got to sort of back into the slipstream. He's going to pull out to the right hand side, outbrake the Italian, and VTR moves into 6th, but he's ran really hot to so he's gone down. The reigning 3-time champion is having an absolute horror show at the moment, and he's down in 12th place. Not what he needs when he's going to be missing 2 races. Big mistake there by VTR. Meanwhile, at the front, it is Finley who's all over the back of his former teammate Nelson. He's trying to force his way through round the outside. He's now got the inside for Village, but he just can't quite get through. As Craig has now been given a red exclamation mark for a long lap for not taking it. So I don't quite know what's going on here with race direction, but it's going to be confusing. Can Finley find a way through at Brooklyn? So he's going to brake early, try and force Nelson in to run wide. But Nelson's holding his nerve. He's not free. He's not free time jump for nothing. His Jack Berman's gone down again. And Finley's going to turn it underneath Nelson. We saw this quite a bit in Division 2, and Finley moves into 2nd place for the first time in this race. Does Nelson respond, or does he try and follow Finley in hopes that Finley can drag him along up to Craig? I think that tries to show that Nelson's going to try and fight back immediately, but he's unable to. And Finley now 2.3 seconds behind Craig. Craig's assuming Craig does have a 3-second penalty from not doing a long lap. He does have 2.3 seconds. He has a 2.3 second gap. He needs to extend it by 7/10 up to 3 seconds. It's been a while. I can't remember the last time Craig won a race. It was some point last season. I do remember he did win, because Shea won Donington, I think. And oh no, Nelson's at the back of Finley. He's gone down. He's lost the front. Nelson's just been getting that bit too close to Finley, and he's gone down. And that means Karen is now back into the podium spots. And VTR's got track limits, and he's only got 2 warnings, so he should be fine. If VTR's trying to get through on what looks to be Aaron Jacker, he's onto the grass now. VTR is having an absolute disaster of a race. Failing to comply with a long lap penalty. Nick Jumping 6-second penalty. Jack Berman track limits. Hewley Car track limits. Lots of track limits going on. But Finley he's only got 3/10 in hand. So his stronghold on the lead so far is going to go away. And Craig's going to retake the lead on track. Well, on lap time anyway. As everybody apparently has got a long lap apart from Schmoyes, Karen and Finley. This is quite the sight to behold. Someone might want to screenshot this. There are so many long laps in this, it's absolutely ridiculous. As Nick Jumping has caused an incident, has got himself another long lap penalty. Aaron Jacker is now 2/10 behind the reigning champion. It's really hard to see where to look here. With Vito down in 8th, he needs podiums. With these two, he's going to miss out on 30 potential points, and he's only going to be picking up 4 at this rate. No, sorry, 3. So not going to. Oh, and Aaron Jacker's locked the rear. Everything about this race is just crazy. Everyone's getting warnings. Everybody's getting track limits. Like MotoGP stewards, the AI is having an absolute time of their lives, just pressing penalty, warning. And Aaron's keeping the pressure on VTR as Shea is looking to try and get through for third, as Schmoyes is trying to get through, and Nelsonby's got Nick Jumping to think about as well. Schmoyes one of the few riders to not have a long lap, as Craig has extended his lead to 3 seconds, so Craig retakes the lead on the timing screen. As Jack Berman's failed to comply with a long lap penalty, he's got 3 seconds worth. I really don't. I can't wait to see the end of this race to understand what the game is actually done. I can't think all these riders have long laps, surely. There's an investigation on with Jack Berman and Retz for a collision, I think. Oh, and Jack Berman's gone down the exit of Aintree, and he's left the session. Jack Berman having a disastrous opening round to the season. As Shea now's closer to Karen. Karen from about 12th on the grid now sits in third. Shea started in 6th. Could be set for a podium in the first round of the season. On board the Monster Energy Yamaha. Looking up the inside of KTM, but he can't do so, and he's one warning away from another long lap. Karen's just picked up a long lap. Lots of... So only 1, 2, 3 riders have not got a long lap in this race. Absolutely crazy. But I've not seen Craig have the message, oh, you've got a long lap, so I don't quite understand what his situation is. But Finley, if he does actually have a long lap and he's not served it, then Finley's in prime position to take the win here currently. As Craig's picked up a warning for track limits, and Shea's going to try and send up the inside, but he can't do so, as VTR now trying to pass Schmoyes for 6th, and he gets through nicely at the chicane. So Schmoyes has got the inside line for the final corner, but the champion holds on. His touch has left the session as well. As they head towards turn 1 for the third to last time. Aaron Jack has got a 3-second time penalty for not complying with a penalty. So is Reps. Exclamation marks everywhere, long laps everywhere. Finley's and Craig are fighting for the win through a timing screen. Cooley Carl's got more warnings. VTR's now got 1.8 seconds to close in on Nelson in front. Nelson, I think, to be set for a top 5 finish in the first round of the season. Meanwhile, Shea is still trying to find a way through on Karen, but he just can't quite find a way past the KTM yet. But he's going to try and set it up. He's going to get a good exit out of Luffield through Woodcut, and can he get into Cops maybe? He's got the good run. He's got the good run. He's going to send it up the inside into Cops, and he's through, but he's going to run wide, and Karen's surely going to get the better exit on the RC16. He even uses the ride height device. Bit of lag there, but the Spaniard holds on and takes third back. And Karen's been done some long lap for track limits again. So it seems like the gap's yo-yoing between Craig and Finley between 2.7 to 3 seconds, depending on where they are on track. And I think Craig is faster in the last sector as Shea sends it up the inside into Stowe. And Karen's gone down on the process. I don't know if they made contact, because it's not telling me. It doesn't tell me anymore if they've made contact, but that means Nelson's now into 4th place. VTR's into 5th. It's not come up with a warning, so I'm guessing Karen must have just had to make an adjustment to the bike whilst braking. That's what caused the front end to fold. As we start the penultimate lap of this race, Finley 2.8 seconds behind Craig, assuming he does have a long lap penalty. That does mean that Finley will win his first race in Division 1 since Mugello in Season 6. That is a long time ago. He did take a penalty at Donington Park in the wet. I think it was Donington Park. He caught in the sprint at Donington Park. But the gap's now 2.9, 2.8, so we've got to keep an eye on that gap. But Nick Jumping now is all over the back of VTR. Nick Jumping is overtaken VTR. So VTR's actually dropped a place from Nick Jumping, so It's not good. Oh, and Nick Jumping's lagging a bit as well. That's probably one of the reasons. But VTR, he set the fastest lap of the race, but he's still 6th. He's not 5th. But can VTR turn under? He can't turn it underneath. VTR it's not the race VTR would have hoped for at all. As it's still Schmoyes and Finley now, the only riders left without a long lap penalty. Down the national straight, VTR's got the inside line on Nick Jumping into the Copse corner, and VTR's back into 5th place. But Nick Jumping and Schmoyes are very aggressive, and you can bet they're going to send up the inside if they're given 1 ounce of an opportunity. VTR just pulling out 3 tenths over the sector. He can't afford to make a mistake because Nick Jumping and Schmoyes will pounce on him. The gap's 2 point now between Finley and Craig as they're rounding Stowe for the penultimate time to start the and they will start the final lap in just a couple of corners time. So and Aaron Jacko here he's on the back of this 4-way train. As the 2 guys at the front have started the final lap. 3 seconds the gap, so it's going to be really, really tight at the end. As Nick Jumping's been done for track limits again. Another warning for him. As well, VTR's been done for track limits as well. But we'll go to the guys at the front. Craig, 2.9 seconds. Oh, and he's cut the corner there as well. Onto the curb, bit of a wheelie. And Finley on the curb as well. They're both pushing on this final lap. Let's see who's got the better tyres. Craig's got the one that's got the best tyres. He's got more on the right hand side. And he's crucially broke the into 3.2 seconds. It's going to be really tight between who wins that. Nelson, it's going to be 4th. I think there's going to be so many riders where they finish somewhere on track, but the timing screen is going to say something completely different at the end of this. Nelson's actually closing in on Shea, but we're going to have to just see what the timing screen says. As Schmoyes has been overtaken actually by Aaron Jacko. Aaron moves into 7th place. And you're spinning up. But at the front, it's 3 seconds. It's going to be really, really tight. Nick Jumping's running around. Hooley Cole's gone down the final lap. The gap's now 2.9 seconds. So who on earth is going to win this race? I don't know. Nick Jumping, more track. I think Nick Jumping's inventing a new track by the looks of it. So Craig approaches the final chicane. Front end weaving through the chicane. It's 2.9 seconds. This is going to be really tight. Craig rounds the final corner and he will cross the line in 1st place. Here comes Finley up to the line. What's the gap going to be? 2.989. So that, if he does have a penalty, that does mean that Finley is going to be your winner. Shea's 3rd. Nelson is 4th. VTR 5th. Nick Jumping 6th. Aaron Jacko 7th. Schmoyes in 8th. Where's Karen? Karen's 9th. Hooley Cole's 10th. Sorry, Rex is 10th. Hooley Cole's 11th. And Amir Tahifa is down in 12th with Jack and Touchable leaving the session. That was so hard to follow what the action was there. And now it's time to see what the actual result is. And the winner of the first round of season 13 goes to Finley. He has never led the championship in Division 1. He has only won 1 race in Division 1, and that was at Mugello in season 6. So Finley will probably know how many days ago that was. Definitely well over 700 days. But, well, actually no, it won't be 700 days. It'll be... Well, it might be, actually. But it's a long, long time ago in... Well, 2022. Yes, so it'll be over 700 days ago. But probably it's 800 days since Finley's won a race. Finley wins with Craig getting a long lap penalty, but I'm sure there's going to be some kind of fallout with all these long laps. But Craig is 2nd, Shea's 3rd, VTR 4th, Nelson 5th, Schmoyes 6th, Aaron 7th, Karen 8th, Reps 9th, Nick Jumping 10th. How many long laps did he have? Mamiya 11th, and Hulikar in 12th. Well, it sure was a very chaotic and dramatic race, to say the least. And I'm just trying to see. We will go with the part for me. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some kind of controversy because there always is, isn't it? It's never simple. But is Shay in the party at all? Doesn't look like it. So we'll go with our second place rider and the rider who did win on track, Craig. Craig, behind you was absolute chaos. But for you, it looked, apart from a long lap, which I don't quite remember you getting, it seemed pretty calm out there. But how was the race for you?
I was quite nervous with the fact that I was on pole. I just wanted to. I want to have high expectations for the season. I know it's only round one. It's good to start off like this. Long lap came from the contact with VTR. My front wheel touched digital, and do you know from the smallest contact, the person on the inside of the bike folds? Mm-hmm. I tried lining, like, obviously I've got a footage, so it'll have to be reviewed. But pretty much just at the front, I saw everyone behind, like, the chaos. I just tried, my laps consistent, staying consistent. I'm literally sat here like sweating. It's quite hot in my bedroom. And I was just worried Nelson was going to catch up at some point, because in the practice runs, everyone's been having faster pace than me in the races. So I was quite shocked to actually finish where I have. I do hope, obviously, my long lap will be turned around, and I don't know. I do feel very sorry for VTR, because technically he did have the pace to actually win, technically, from what we've seen. I don't really have much else to say. It's just I enjoyed, obviously, being up the front for the whole race, basically, and well done to Shave, and then luck to others who didn't finish.
Yeah, so well done on your good start to the season. And we now move on to our race winner for the first time since season 6. It is Finley. It's been a while. You had to have a long time away. You came back, and then you got onto this new game. And first race on, you have taken victory. How does it feel?
I'm lost for words. I'm sweating, for one. Just to start off with, I looked it up earlier. This is my first win in 882 days. So it's a very, very long time ago. But yeah, I don't know what happened with Craig with his long lap and stuff like that, and what happened with his. But no matter what, he kept me honest, and that gap kept going up and up, and then I had to really pushed at the end of it. And I'm really happy that I finally be able to come back after a long time, and then I'm actually be able to fight at the front again. And it's unlucky for some of the riders there deserved a lot. I'm lost for words, and I can't believe it's finally happened again. Finally won a race again. So I'm really happy, and we're going to focus and keep moving forwards and hope for the best in the coming rounds.
Yeah, so well done. 882 days, did you say?
Yeah, 882 days.
It's a long time, but just well done, and hopefully you can put this together for a title charge like you did all the way back in season 5. So don't think Shay's rejoined the party, so that will be it for round number 1 at Silverstone. We'll be back. We should be back unless something goes wrong next week, and the track will indeed be, if I just try and quickly find the calendar, which doesn't exist. I don't know what the next round will be, but it'll be somewhere, and hopefully it could be a great race again. Just hopefully maybe a little bit less chaotic and just can be narrowly channeled, because you can see the fastest laps are like, if you tally all the fastest laps, there's probably like 3 attempts within, well, it's probably 6, 7 people within 3 attempts, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I hope that was a good race for you all to watch, and we'll see you then next week. Goodbye.